Nice. Sit. You realize that today is the first day of the rest of our lives?
What, are you trying to impress me? You don't sleep in full makeup, do you?
I only did that once. Cesar Romero insisted. You're up early this morning.
Oh, yeah. Old man Fletcher came into my room by mistake this morning and laid down next to me. I think it was by mistake.
When I made films, I used to get up at 5 a.m.
I thought actors just lounged around by the swimming pool.
No, only the unemployed ones. The rest of us got up at 5. Sometimes we'd work till 11, 12 at night, then up again at 5 the next morning.
That didn't leave you much time for your sordid Hollywood love affairs.
Now, that's the beauty of sordid affairs. They don't take much time. I don't suppose you'd be interested in looking at some snapshots.
Oh, no offense, Adrian, but I think I've seen most of your Hollywood friends by now.
These aren't movie people. This is family. Huh? This is my granddaughter and her new husband, and this is their new baby.
I thought you said they were coming to visit you last Sunday.
Oh, you know how it is. Young people are busy. They have their own agendas. It's not so easy being young.
Yeah, well, beats the hell out of walking around with a rotten stomach.
Oh, isn't this cute? She's just starting to walk.
Yeah, and we're just stopping.
Hard to believe that was us once. It's the full circle, isn't it? We leave, the young replace us. Although I have a feeling we come back.
Huh?
You know, something else.
Anything in particular?
I don't know. Maybe some nice, friendly animal.
Jeez. You know, I hate to be the one to break it to you, Adrian, but when it ends, it ends. Period.
So you think the end is the end?
Yeah, crazy, aren't I?
Harold is right. You're so negative.
Oh. So you and Harold have nothing better to do than sit around and talk about me, huh? And I'm not negative. I'm just observant. Like, I've watched, and for every year I've been on Earth, so far I've never seen anybody come back from anywhere. That's why they call it the end. If it wasn't, they'd call it, be right back! But they don't. They call it the end.
You know what I think? I think you're afraid of the hereafter.
Is that right, huh? What if I told you there's only here and no after?
And if there's no hereafter, then there's probably no God, correct?
No, I didn't say
And
that.
if there's no God, how do you explain these trees, these bushes, these flowers?
Yeah, freaks of nature.
The Grand Canyon?
Bigger freak of nature.
I think you're a freak of nature.
Yeah, that's right. You, me, we're all freaks of nature.
Harold!
Now, look, let me explain this if I might, all right? Now, in the beginning, the universe exploded, right? Bada bing, bada bang. Particles flew all over the place. Well then, some of these particles got together and they created this slime. Well, suddenly, this slime began to swim. Then it started to crawl. Then it developed an arm, then a leg, and then nose, and ears. And eventually, that slime became us.
I don't have to listen to this. It's a free country.
That's right. Free, but expensive.
Just because two people sit next to one another doesn't mean they have to talk.
Oh, that's good news. Yeah. I'll go first.
You'll go first, what?
I'll go first not talking.
Oh, you're impossible. You know what? You should learn to meditate.
I am medicated enough.
Meditate, not medicate.
Well, if you knew what was going on, you'd be too nervous to meditate. You know they're building platforms up in outer space? Everybody walks around with a damn cell phone. They make television sets, get 298 channels. Still, there's nothing to watch. And now, they're even talking about cloning people.
You mean there could be two of you?
All right. By next year, I could be sitting on both sides of you. I'm telling you, it's time to pack it in.
When I'm ready to meet my maker, I'll send you a fax. In the meantime, I've got plenty to keep me occupied.
Yeah. Say, what the hell is that anyway?
It's called knitting. I took a correspondence course last year.
Yeah? Think maybe a couple of lessons got lost in the mail?
That's
just... why'd you decide to knit a scarf anyway?
It's not a scarf, it's a sweater.
Who for, a baboon?
Actually, it's for Harold.
Ah, perfect.
You know, I find it hard to believe you actually went out of your way to come stay at a place just to fight with people.
Who told you that?
Harold. He said you tracked him down, found out he was staying here at Valley View Gardens, and purposely moved in.
What? He called me. When I showed up here, he got down on his knees. I remember, because I had to help him up. I felt sorry for him. Why, I'll never understand it. Because after what he did to me. You know, me, his childhood friend. You know, we used to play together as kids. We went to school together. We even worked together. Well, all right, actually, I was in his employ for almost 5 years.
How did that work out?
It didn't.
He fired you?
I quit. I was married to Sylvie by then. She insisted I quit. You don't want to know why.
People complain too much. We should be satisfied with what we have.
Oh, is that right? Well, I have ulcers, weak lungs, and a bad heart. Telling you right now, not satisfied.
There you are, my dear. Didn't see you at breakfast this morning.
I wasn't hungry. I had a restless night.
Perhaps dreaming about someone special.
Yeah, maybe the next time she dreams about you, she'll dream your correct measurements.
Has Bert been giving you a hard time?
Just the usual complaints, huh? Well, I still say we're luckier than most people. We have a roof over our heads, we're relatively healthy. We live in a world filled with brilliant artists, musicians, doctors, and regular everyday folks who do all kinds of wonderful things for one another.
We all live in lollipop land, lollipop land, lollipop land.
Things could be worse. Look at Jimmy.
I'd rather you not compare me to a man who just died 2 days ago.
By the way, Jimmy's family's upstairs, going crazy looking for some of his things.
What things?
Well, seems they can't find some of his shoes. What was that all about?
Nothing.
Let me see your shoes.
What shoes?
Where are your shoes? Oh, those are Jimmy's shoes, aren't they? You went in and took them, didn't you?
Well, you know, they didn't walk into my room by themselves, if that's what you mean. And anyway, you know, he willed them to me.
He willed them to you?
He told me a couple of days before he died that he wanted me to have them, you know, because we're the same size, you know, more or less.
More or less. You wear an 8, he wore an 11.
A podiatrist once told me that your toes should be able to play the piano inside of your shoe.
Why would you want to wear somebody else's shoes, especially a dead person's shoes?
Because they're comfortable.
The 3 sizes too big.
Well, that's why they're comfortable.
Oh, you know who had big feet?
You?
Clark Gable.
Thought it was his ears, I was supposed to be too big.
Maybe I'm getting mixed up. I know something of his was big. Oh, I didn't mean that.
You took his shoes.
Yeah? Well, what did you take from Jimmy?
Didn't take anything. We had talked a few months ago, he wanted me to have his watch.
You don't even wear a watch.
You know why I don't wear a watch? Because I don't believe in time.
Since when don't you believe in time? What is that? Another one of your highfalutin pseudo-intellectual concepts?
Just don't think time is relevant, that's all. Here today, gone tomorrow.
He's right. You win some, you lose some.
Like, you two deserve each other.
What a perfect day. Huh? Poor Jimmy. I'll bet he would have loved today.
I don't think so. Not without his shoes and his watch.
By the way, they're back.
Oh.
Those businessmen, new ones this time.
What are you talking about?
There's been a bunch of strange people hanging around the past few months. We think there's something going on with the home.
This time, they're not only measuring and taking pictures, they're also filming.
The documentary people.
What documentary people?
Well, I still know a few people in the business. I made some calls, and they seem to be interested.
You mean they're gonna make a documentary about us?
All right, look, now that's an invasion of privacy. I'll sue.
Come on, Bert. It's your chance to voice your opinion, huh? You can complain about the service, the staff, the food. It'll be as if you died and went to complaint heaven.
Adrian, you are brilliant. She's right. This could be a golden opportunity for us, Bert. After all, we paid our dues, we fought in wars, we lost loved ones. We deserve a decent meal.
So we did all that for lentil soup?
I better go talk to them.
Who's going to listen to a bunch of old fuddy-duddies?
They might if you weren't such an old fuddy-duddy.
Hey, do we get paid for this?
I think if you're interviewed, you'd get a token fee.
Yeah, well, now, what if you're just in the background?
I don't think they pay you for that.
I'll sue.
I don't know how to talk to cameras.
Just speak from your heart.